at the end of the day, it's hindering some of the female talent. We always tell people the only way to get better is wrestle people that's better than you. I train people to be professional wrestlers. I don't care what their race, religion, gender, it doesn't matter. I train them to be professional wrestlers. So why can't a professional wrestler go in and wrestle a professional wrestler?
We bring the heart to the heartland where the souls collide. Dreams expand, our arms are set high. We're bumping chops and running roads in the world of pro wrestling where the weak will show. From the top row to the depths below, the warriors in the ring, we've got where to go. Blood, sweat, and tears, it's a battle of the wills. We bring the heart to the heartland. Heart to the heartland. Turn the volume up, they can hear from hell. Everyone's ready, so let's ring the bell. Ding, 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 let's start the clock. HCW, yeah, we're bumping chops.
Welcome back to HCW's Bumping Chops, where the chops hurt and the words mean nothing. I am your host, Billy Simmons, co-owner of Heartland Championship Wrestling, and alongside me is my co-host and good friend, Bobby Casey.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back again for episode 8 of Bumping Chops. And Bumping Chops is also proudly presented by the Chubby Buddy Studio. So make sure you're hitting that like button, that subscribe button on YouTube, and then also make sure for any updates regarding new episodes, make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can also hear Bumping Chops on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music.
And to get all your latest HCW content, follow us on all social platforms at HCW Live 23. We have gotten rid of Patreon, so all shows and stuff will now be on our YouTube, and that's HCW Live 23. Follow us and subscribe.
And today we're going to talk about the upcoming shows, one at Leavenworth, Wake the Dead 2. Then we're going to talk about the Wichita Tattoo Convention. Do you have a name for that, or is it just the Wichita Tattoo Convention?
Yeah, it's the Emerald City Tattoo Convention.
Emerald City.
It's going to be a good time. You know, a 2-day show. We're teaming up with our friends with Skill, which is Southwest Independent Lucha Libre.
Recently seen on Good Morning or Catching Kansas.
Catching Kansas. They were on there, which is fantastic. Doing good things and, you know, partnering up with them and doing a tattoo convention is going to be a blast.
And we're also going to talk about the November show. We've already named the main event for that one, which is going to be a banger of a match.
Correct. That steel cage match between Ray Leon, Drake Gallows, and the HCW champion Aaron Helms is going to be fantastic. And this ain't your typical cage match you watch nowadays wrestling. You see, I'm an old school guy, so we got an old school cage. And it reminds us a lot of the old WWE, WWF Big Blue cage. So much to the point that we painted it blue.
So it stays in there the whole time, right?
Yeah, so there,
okay.
The cage will be put up, and they're stuck inside. You can win by pin, submission, or escaping through the door or over the top.
I've never seen a independent cage match, so
it's fantastic. It's a good time. It is a lot of work to set that thing up, so the crew's going to be busy trying to get that up and stuff, but it's what we do, put on good entertainment.
Well, I'm excited for that. I've never seen one, so it's going to be a first for me. And then we're also going to finish off with some random wrestling questions. So make sure if you have any questions, you submit them to either YouTube, Facebook, or even message HCW. That way we can ask them to Billy or to even other people that'll be on here. So we'll give you a heads up. Also drop in who you guys might want to see on here maybe down the road. I know that he's been talking to a lot of people. We're going to start doing that more, so that'll be exciting. I think, do you want to give them like a heads up, I guess, in the future so that way they can ask questions?
Yeah, I think, I'm looking up for a few different people.
Red's going to be our live
We do
one.
have Red to be our live. We just got to get the logistics of that settled down because he's in Oklahoma City. Of course, we're in Kansas. Actually, he might be in Tulsa.
He's somewhere down south. But yeah, he's somewhere in Oklahoma. So
Yeah, he's down in Oklahoma. I believe he's down by the Tulsa area. So, we'll get him up here, and then I know Ray Leon's has to come on, Chance Kerrigan. A lot of the Heartland Championship Wrestling wrestlers have asked to come on, and we're going to bring them in, pick their brains a little bit, and have a good time. So let us know. Who would you like to see coming on with us? And then
we'll put a poll on your guys' Facebook. How's that?
Sounds good. Let's put a poll up.
Let's put a poll up, and then that way you guys can actually type in your input. Sit down and think about it. You don't have to answer it right away.
Good idea.
So I guess we can get into running some ropes with Today in Wrestling History.
All right.
So this is going to be coming out October 14th. So in 1996. So October 14th, 1996.
Okay.
On the Go Home edition of Monday Night Raw, before In Your House, Buried Alive, Shawn Michaels squared off against Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Jim Ross interviewed with Mr. Perfect ahead of his upcoming in-ring return against Hunter Hearst Helmsley. After weeks of further teasing, Jake the Snake Roberts squared off against Jerry the King Lawler in a rematch from SummerSlam.
Nice.
I don't remember that. I mean, this was also, I think, right before I actually started getting into wrestling.
Yeah. Back there, I think around that time I was, when did you say it was?
1996.
96. So I think I was really into WCW, and then slowly getting back into WWE at the time.
The names are everybody was going to remember those names, but like that match or that show specifically, I don't even know what that whole app on the Go
Home. You know what the Go Home edition is?
I don't.
Okay, so what the Go Home edition is the Raw or SmackDown before a pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
So it's the last setup, last opportunity to build that story before you have that story event.
Got you.
So it's the Go Home edition.
So was that known to like fans, like the Go Home part, or was that more of like the wrestler talk, It's
a lot of wrestler talk, show talk.
Gotcha.
Fans nowadays know a lot of inside verbiage and stuff.
Right.
So
because they're coming out more with
correct.
Okay.
So it's more in depth. I'm 3-4 episodes into the McMahon documentary now, so I have been trying to watch.
Was it better than you expected?
It's not bad so far. It's got a lot of information, like a lot of stuff we watched. Things that I remember because they were talking about the WCW and WWE or F stuff.
That whole thing that was going on was just intriguing. Like, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to like relive some of it and watch kind of the behind the scenes stuff, because back then you only seen what was out front.
You just assumed that granted, I think they really did have heat against each other. But,
there was definitely heat.
But you just assumed it. You didn't know how much it was.
Right.
And
for sure.
This was more, and like McMahon kind of plays it off like it wasn't heat. Like, I knew I was better than them. Like, I think that's his job as the person that did what he did.
Well, it's
like,
McMahon. He's never going to show his hand.
And that's probably why wrestling is what it is today.
Facts.
So, but no, what went on? You went down to Oklahoma, right?
Man, so Logan Knight and Stormy Renee have asked me to go down to Oklahoma because the Oklahoma Athletic Commission was doing a big meeting. And right now, currently in Oklahoma, they don't allow women and men to interact in professional wrestling. And Logan and Stormy's trying to get that changed a little bit. So there was a good amount of wrestlers that showed up. And, I ran down there with Stormy and went to show my support, talked a little bit about, I hosted my first, male versus female that I've ever booked here this last year. And so I just tried to give them a little bit of my side from being someone that had never done it to doing it, and the popularity that it had, even like nobody was turned away from it or off from it. It seemed like it went well. The crowd was into it. And that's what matters.
So I wonder, is it like what they're just known to, like because they're old sold, or is it because like safety reasons or anything like that?
Because the athletic commission is to govern to make sure fighters and athletes are safe.
So their idea of wrestling falls under a different thing of Kansas. Okay.
In the thing that McMahon fought way back when, and it's currently still being fought now, is the fact that our good friends at Team Same Name say professional wrestling is theatrical violence.
Right.
Okay? So if we're okay with watching TV shows where there's guy versus girl, where there's all the different stuff, acting when there's different stuff, why is it okay for us not to be able to do something like that?
So does so when the WWE is in like Tulsa or something like that, they don't have a woman on man match. Is that pretty
WWE don't do it anyways.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
They just don't.
Okay.
I
mean, they have. We just don't see it.
They really haven't.
They haven't? Oh.
They've done rumbles where like the girls have interacted with the guys, and every time WWE or most bigger feds have done it, it's been the girl doing something to the guy. The guy's not really done to the girl.
Right.
But it's bigger and bigger. It gets bigger and bigger. Like, my point I wanted to put out was I train people to be professional wrestlers. I don't care what their race, religion, gender, it doesn't matter. I train them to be professional wrestlers. So why can't a professional wrestler go in and wrestle a professional wrestler?
Was that new for you, like standing in front of people talking like that, or was that like?
Been in wrestling.
I know that you've talked in front of people, but like about like some. I mean, this is kind of political in a way. Like it's not like 100% political, but it could be.
That was their concern. 100% honesty. That was their concern. Is that it was going to be blown political, and they felt that it needed to be taken to a higher governing body.
Gotcha.
But you know, at the end of the day, it's hindering some of the female talent. We always tell people the only way to get better is wrestle people that's better than you. Mm-hmm. If, as a male, my ocean is this size, right? But now as a female, it's lake size.
Right.
That's not fair.
Not necessarily are those women better than you. Like,
but what I'm saying is, like, there's not opportunities for those women to wrestle a lot of really, really good talent. And so it hinders them a little bit. So why can't they go out and wrestle a male? Right. Or, like, and it doesn't have to be political. It just has to be they're freaking wrestlers, plain and simple.
Right. Yeah. I was just curious if you've ever stopped in for, like, I guess talked in front of the city council, I'm assuming, or state, or what is that? Not
really. I took some cool classes when I was younger in high school and stuff where I had to talk in front of people. So I've never been afraid of it. I've done anti-bullying stuff in front of a bunch of kids. Professional wrestling's opened a lot of doors for a lot of different stuff. So cool. Talking doesn't bother me too much. So,
well, that's cool.
Especially if it's something that, you know, I have a statement in.
And a passion for. Like,
professional wrestling.
Yeah. So, no, that's cool. I mean, I don't know anything about the whole thing, but I'm assuming that it comes down to a vote. Is that what that does?
Yeah, I'm not sure where it'll go from here. I'm pretty sure they're going to take it to a higher body or counseling body and go from there. But it's a fight that Logan Knight is passionate about, and I call Logan Knight a friend, and he asked me to come down, and, you know, as a friend, I felt it was something I needed to do, so I went down.
I do see a post from him all the time about it, just reminding people. So, but well, why don't we get into the, I guess, our most current show coming up, which is Wake the Dead 2 in Leavenworth,
That's right.
Kansas.
Let's do it. So Leavenworth, Kansas, Wake the Dead 2. The main event of that match, I've talked about it the last podcast, and we went over it a little bit, but Kit Reaver and Paradox, Last Man Standing couldn't end this rivalry. And so this Iron Man match to find out who's the actual better competitor is going to happen, and it's going to be a match that a lot of people don't want to miss. And you know the cool thing about Wake the Dead 2 is the night before our friends at Fountain City Pro is going to have a show. Ooh. So fans are going to get to have Friday, right back Saturday, have some good time. So no, Fountain City's in Kansas City, but I think they're like 45 minutes
far.
away.
Yeah.
So, and then another match. So we just announced at the last podcast that we were doing the main event. Did we announce anything other than that?
We just announced the 2 main events. So we announced the Iron Man match.
Right.
And then we announced the main event for
November. Main event for November.
But nothing
Perfect.
else.
Okay, so Leavenworth. Special tag team title match. Ooh. We'll take Only Friends, Stormy Renee and Logan Knight. We'll face the KWA Tag Team Champions, Chonkla Violence.
Ooh, man.
Could be a very fun, interesting match. And if you haven't seen Only Friends work, they are a lot of fun. And we all know Chonkla Violence is big as, pain in the ass as they can be. There's some good wrestlers, too. So it should be a good fun
They're entertaining
match.
for sure.
They're very entertaining.
So with that, like, it's just straight up tag team. Like, Dickie's not going to try to throw any of his mix, 4 corners.
Who knows? You know
what
how
are you
Dickie
anticipating?
does.
What do you think is going to happen?
Well, luckily it's Leavenworth, so hopefully he keeps his grimy hands out of it.
Keep it going. The flow.
But with the fact that
it's Dickie,
he had to read into the fact that Leavenworth wasn't part of the little thing that he can have his hands in too much, and that Kit Reavers still gets to wrestle, really pissed him off.
Oh.
So we'll see what he does.
So he does listen. So that'll be exciting. I think, I've never seen I guess we did see the both of them come out separately. They were supposed to wrestle each other at Wichita.
Yeah.
Or wrestle against each other at Wichita, and then turns out that they joined forces and started beating up Calvin Aldridge.
That's true.
So, we saw a little bit of what Only Friends can do, but not the full shebang, I don't think. So I think that'll be
I think it's going to be a good time. Also, our HCW Independence Champion, Chance Kerrigan, will go one-on-one with Hector De Oro for the Independence title.
Ooh. Just
so
a
that
straight
should
up
be a fun
head-to-head
match.
That'll be cool. And they've wrestled before, too, haven't they?
I believe so, yeah.
Chance is undefeated.
Chance is undefeated.
And
Hector does have Dickie by his side.
That is, yep.
So, I talked to Chance. I told him, you got to watch that guy. And he goes, I always watch him. And so, that should be a good time, too.
Yeah, and so the main event is the Iron Man match.
Correct.
And then the other two are they'll find out when they get there.
Yep, so. They'll find out when they'll go on. I think in total we'll probably have 6 to 7 matches. That's what we usually run in Leavenworth, especially with the Iron Man. Will probably be 7.
The only difference is there's no VIP match.
Correct. No VIP match, but we do table seating still for $5 more, and that's it.
And that's going to be October 19th.
So October 19th, Leavenworth, a local hotel. Come down, hang out.
Bring your ID. They do serve beer.
Yeah, we do serve alcohol at the there at the bar when you come into the hotel, and it's a big party. We have a lot of fun, and come out and watch some entertaining.
Awesome
wrestling.
hotel too. So if you need a room, make sure you check them out
for sure.
Now the big show for Wichita coming up is the tattoo convention.
Yeah, so the tattoo convention is the next thing. It is a Saturday, Sunday event. I believe it's the 26th and 27th of October. And it's going to be just a fun event. We're getting to set up in Century 2.
Big
that's awesome in its own. Then there's going to be, I believe they've said they've already sold over 2,500 tickets to that
huge place.
event.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun. It's going to put us in front of a lot more eyes. And that's what we're looking for. We're opportunities to get put in front of people to try to draw them to our shows.
And it's going to be from all over the United States, I'm assuming. Correct. So that'll be cool. Yeah. Not everybody knows HCW.
We are also pretty sure we're going to go live from Leavenworth,
Whoa.
which in turn will make us be able to go live in Wichita.
So live on YouTube?
Correct.
Cool. Live on YouTube. So make sure you're following HCW Live 23 on YouTube to be able to watch all that.
Go like, subscribe, and share that YouTube. Let's build that thing up and show the world what Kansas wrestling's about.
That'll be cool, especially the tattoo convention, because you don't know what could happen.
That's facts.
So,
And those shows are interesting too, because I can't just book those shows like, okay,
yeah, because you're trying to catch eyes, not rather draw
Correct.
people for the match, but draw people for the name of
and
HCW.
and I don't like, you can't really use a lot of your storylines
You're just showing talent.
because you're just looking to show the best matches you can put together.
That's cool. I think those are actually kind of fun too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was just at that one pop-up show. Granted, it was small, but like the way that the wrestlers handled their business.
It was small because they put us on too early. If they'd have put us later, it'd have been fantastic.
They put you guys on too early? I thought it
Oh,
was late.
you're talking about the arm wrestling
yeah, the arm
contest.
wrestling
Okay,
contest,
I thought
yeah.
you was talking about because remember we did the other thing with Skill. We did the Taco Fest
Oh, yeah. I wasn't
for
there for that,
La
yeah.
Raza radio
Okay.
station.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one that they did at the military base, right?
No, we did that one also.
Oh, wow. Dang,
You missed a lot, Bobby. Goodness.
I'm a busy guy.
You're
Hey,
a busy guy.
I do a lot.
Goodness. But yeah, so that should be a fun event. Still trying to decide, and I might just pull the trigger and get HCW tatted on.
What about the fans? We talked about this last time. What if a fan pops up and be like, hey, HCW right here? What if they get a neck tattoo, HCW? Like,
That's crazy.
but
Be
what'd
cool
you do?
as shit.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Yeah, but a fan though, like, come on. That's pure dedication.
Listen, I've had a fan get my gimmick name tattooed on him. And I'm pretty sure XWE tattooed on him.
That's cool. Well, not just the tattoo convention. Do you have like a time frame, or like do you still not know anything about when you guys are going to be going on?
Yeah, well, I think we got a little bit of information on that. I haven't been able to really
Well, that way
look at
people
it
who
too
are
much.
watching it on YouTube,
Correct.
there's, I mean, granted,
Which
you guys,
we're gonna put out. We're gonna put
Holy
out when
crap.
exactly. Here, hand me that.
Jesus,
We're gonna put out when exactly we're
Too
gonna
many
go
color
on,
coding.
so that way they know.
Yeah, make sure you're following their Facebook page. So I'm sure they're going to share it all over the place. So, but no, that's what I was curious about is the time frame. Like you said, that you wanted me to come and hang out.
Yeah, you gotta come announce.
How much different is that going to be than the pop-up show, the
Uh,
arm wrestling one?
Shouldn't. It'll be a lot more people.
Is there going to be like seating, kind of like how there was, but plan for like the room and stuff like that? Because that's a big ass like expo hall. Is I'm assuming where it's at, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's right below I think it's the Hyatt, like the entrance for the Hyatt.
I've never been in there. I don't even know.
Oh, Century 2 is like where they have like they do plays. They'll have like people, stand-up comedians go there. It's almost like it's theater, convention centers, and stuff like that. So like they'll do like barber conventions there, to where you have booths and stuff like that. And then I set up the bridal expo across the hall from there. It's like 510 booths. It's huge. That's just the convention center. And then you have the hall, which is across the hall. They do the gun show, the car shows, like the ones where you see like the hydraulics and stuff, like jumping up and down, all that stuff.
So it looks like we're gonna go on at noon, and at 1, and again at between 6 and 7 on Saturday, and then we're gonna go from 1 to 3 on Sunday.
So 12 to 1 on Saturday, and then between 6 and 7 on Saturday.
Correct.
And then 12 and 1 on Sunday. And again, one other time that evening.
So it's just I think it was 12 to 3.
12 to 3. Oh, okay, not 12 to 1. Okay, so 12 to 3 on
On
Saturday.
Sunday.
On
12
Saturday.
to 2 on Saturday.
Oh,
12 to 2 on Saturday, and then 6 to 7,
okay.
and then 12 to 3 on Sunday.
Okay.
There you go.
Gotcha. So 3 hours on Sunday, and then 3 hours on Saturday.
Right.
Okay, that's cool. So just pay attention to their Facebook, and they'll share all that stuff. That'll be a fun. I mean, I've never done anything like that, so it'll be very new for me too.
Yeah,
so.
it'd be really cool. I think that 6 to 7 slot will be very interesting because I think we're looking at maybe doing a title match for that spot.
Ooh, what title match?
So we'll see. You'll have to show up and find out.
Oh, no names?
No names.
Not even who might
No
show up?
names.
No, like,
No.
hey, you
Listen,
might see this person.
there's some cool people that have told me they're going to be there, including an ex-tag team partner of mine.
Oh,
So we'll see. Show up, find out.
that'll be fun.
It'll be a good time. It'll
All
be a good time.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, last episode we also gave the main event for the November show in Wichita. Anything else you want to talk about that?
November 19th is going to be one of those shows that if you miss, you're going to go back and go, man, I wish I wouldn't have. We've already announced a triple threat cage match for the main event. I know for certain that the KWA tag titles will be on the line.
Ooh, depending upon who wins at Leavenworth.
Correct.
That'll be cool.
I know for certain. I can't say for certain. It is a possibility there will be the women's title on the line. Unfortunately, we don't know how long Mindy Grace will be gone. She is getting deployed out to Florida to help with
Hurricane
relief.
Gotcha.
So we don't know if she'll be back by then. We're hoping she will be, but we'll see. And we'll go from there.
And if she is, then there's a chance.
And then if she is, then there should be a female's title match.
And that's her last.
That will be her chance.
So there is no
so
other between now and then.
She was supposed to fight in October, but I think she leaves before then.
Gotcha.
So unfortunately,
Okay.
she won't get
Hey,
to do that one.
Dickie, you got beat by the Hurricanes, man. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
did get beat by the Hurricanes.
They did get beat by the Hurricanes, so no more steps.
And she's won every match that's been put in front of her, so Dickie has to follow his obligation and give her.
Yeah,
the
really,
match.
the only one she lost was, I guess the last one she lost was when Chance proposed to her. That was the last.
Yeah,
one
that
she
was the
lost.
last time. She's been on a win streak for a minute.
Yeah, so
So it'll
4-0
be a
at
good
least,
time.
5-0. All right, so could have the KWA Tag Team Championship.
No, are having
The
tag titles will be defended.
But you could have the females. Now, is there anything else other than the main event is for the Heartland Championship?
Correct. And then, of course, Chance Kerrigan's always going to be there.
Maybe an open challenge, like you said.
More than likely, open challenge like he's been doing. He's been sticking with that. I asked him this last time. You see anyone that you feel like's a viable threat for you? And he said, just keep that door open, keep them coming.
Everyone's
that's
rolling
what we'll
with him,
do.
so he's going to keep rolling
That's
with them
fact.
open challenges. So, but no, I think that's it with Heartland Heartbeat. Is there anything else? Any news? Like, how is everybody doing down there, like wrestler wise? Johnny Faith's down in that area.
Johnny's doing a good job. There's a few other people I have on my Facebook that wrestlers down there. Everyone I've seen so far is safe.
His brother,
which is a good thing. But there's going to be a lot of people affected, and our hearts go out to everybody down there. I know you're losing a lot of property, you're losing a lot of, potentially even loved ones. So y'all be safe down there, and you're in our prayers.
and I saw the post that Josh put. It looked like they were getting ready for the what was that show called where you have that 12-hour day of the Purge. It looked like he was getting ready for the Purge. I was like, oh my Lord.
Oh my!
Did you see his windows?
Yeah.
That was wild. All right, so why don't we bump some chops and we'll ask you some questions.
Cool, sounds good.
Well, what's been going on in wrestling? Let's get into that first. Have you
Okay.
seen anything exciting that you're excited for?
Yeah, man. I just watched not Survivor Series, but that's the next one. But I just watched Bad Blood. It was a very good pay-per-view. Listen, CM Punk and
I'll Google it while you're thinking.
oh my,
Was it in the?
Drew McIntyre put on one hell of a match. Very good, very fun, very physical. Drew took some bumps that probably took 10 years off his career. But it was a fun match with CM Punk coming out on top, which was a good Cody and Roman teaming up. That was awesome.
Cody and Roman teamed up.
They did.
Oh wow.
And
new.
then to see the return of Jimmy Uso was awesome also.
Did I see Goldberg came back at some
No,
point?
so Goldberg was in attendance.
Oh. Okay.
And Gunther was talking smack, so Goldberg tried to get in the ring.
A lot of security guards were there.
A lot of security guards were there real quick.
He was not happy.
I think they're pushing probably Goldberg, Gunther match maybe for
WrestleMania.
Survivor Series or WrestleMania or something like that.
And then I also read that did The Rock come back, or was he supposed to make an appearance at Bad Blood?
He did not show up at Bad Blood that I seen.
Okay.
But I didn't finish I watched the end of the match and then I shut it off because I was super tired. So I don't know. He might have came back and I missed it.
I just read like a highline, so.
He just came out and went back in.
That's it.
Okay.
Pretty sure he just came out and went back
Well, and I think I seen something that Kevin Owens jumped Cody in the parking lot too after the show and beat him
Man.
up.
That's weird. So he's got blood on both sides now. He's got Roman and Cody, and then he's with Kevin now, right?
Well, yeah, but
Like
what are they?
all of them are
like
all.
they've kind of like they just finished that.
Disband?
They let my feelings is they're gonna have Roman go off on his side
Okay.
and do his stuff with the bloodline stuff,
Okay.
and then they'll go into Kevin and Cody for the title,
Okay. Okay. I
and
was
turning
curious. I was like,
Kevin
man,
back
what's that gonna
to
do?
a big heel.
And that's what you said needed to happen.
Yeah, they needed a big heel, and that's not a bad one to turn. Kevin Owens is a fantastic wrestler, has been all the way since he was Kevin Steen.
Well, didn't know that. So. But no, like we're talking about old stuff. Like I mean, back 1996. Like I didn't know the actual show, knew the names, couldn't tell you actually what happened back in 19. Because I honestly think that like when I remember of like being able to say, hey, I remember watching wrestling from this point on was when Owen Hart died.
Gotcha.
Like that was, I think that's the first time I sat down and watched a whole pay-per-view until you had that one moment to where, you had that Super Bowl. Son of a bitch. That's weird. You had that Super Bowl moment, the halftime show where it blacked out, and I was like, "What happened?" So, but no, like looking back at like all the old wrestling and you wrestling for the past 27 years, is that right?
So 01, so
23 years.
Yeah.
So 20 years ago. So if you can think about wrestling now and like the skill set that people have now versus what they had back then, like what skill today do wrestlers need to be successful versus what I guess wasn't necessary back then? I guess you could take out the whole like social media thing because I think that is a skill.
Social media is a skill, but the athleticism, like back in the day, wrestling, you had to be athletic, you had to be in shape, but it was more big. Like, it wasn't smaller guys that could do all these athletic, high-flying, cool moves. It was big guys who went in, beat the crap out of each other, did one or two big moves, and that was that. Where now, the athleticism part of professional wrestling is top tier. WWE quit going to outside people and started training their own because they recruit people out of college. Because today's fans want to see action. They want to see moves. They want to see cool stuff that make them go, oh, fuck.
Yeah, like a big dude that's 400 pounds going at the top rope, backflipping.
Stuff like that. You know what I mean?
You've done that.
I have. And I wrestled back then, but you think I didn't. That's a slow move up to the top, do this moonsault. Well, there's guys that'll bounce off the ropes and hit a moonsault 12 times before I get up there and do one. So that athleticism in skill set is way higher than it used to be. Where it used to be if you were tough and could fight and looked good, there's a spot for you.
So I don't want to. You don't have to answer if you don't feel comfortable answering. So, like, if you were to look at all the HCW wrestlers, and really, I guess any wrestler, I guess you've trained or worked with, and I guess you would consider, I guess, somebody who you would say, hey, wants to come wrestle for HCW. Who's somebody that kind of stands out to you when you think about that? Like, that does a very good job of being able to show his talent. Kind of like at this next show that's coming out for Wichita. Like, you're going to want somebody that can do some of those things that you're highlighting.
Yeah, and like we've got a lot of good talent with HCW. You know,
I don't want to make you like feel like you're playing
right?
favorites,
But we have a ton of talent. But if you're asking who from outside of people I've trained that I looked at or seen work and went, hey, I need him on my roster.
right?
I can give you two right now. One's Kane Carter.
Oh, yep.
The other one is Camaro Jackson.
Oh, the name alone, man, that dude just. It's like, oh, you know who you're talking about.
Both those two individuals I hadn't seen until Kane was referred to me by his friend Dutch, who he ended up beating up. Camaro Jackson, I had the opportunity to watch him work at Fountain City and was very impressed.
And that's how you found out about him. Nobody said, "Hey, this guy's
Nope.
going to be there."
I hadn't heard nothing about Camaro Jackson until I walked into that venue.
He was fun to watch.
And he was very talented, and I enjoyed his wrestling. And he was super humble, super nice, shook hands, introduced himself. Immediately, hey, what's your schedule look like?
And we haven't seen him like probably till 3 shows ago, I think.
Yeah, Camaro will be back with us in January.
Ooh.
And then towards the end of next year, he'll be with us pretty regular basis.
And he's out of Oklahoma, right?
No, Camaro's out of Missouri.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. Kane's out of Texas. He's at
Yeah,
So,
Kane's in Texas.
Okay, so I guess we can move on to the next. I guess one that because I never know really like when you name these I guess matches and like the stipulations and all that. I don't know everything about them all. Yeah, we all know what a tag team match is. It's pretty standard.
Right.
So like in today's wrestling, whether it be independent or professional, like what stipulation do you think is overused the most, and what stipulation do you think needs to be brought back? The one that you haven't seen at all in a long time.
One overused, and even I use it a lot, is probably the either last man standing or falls count anywhere. You know, those matches are used a ton, even including by me, because they're good blow-offs. They're good. Let them kind of fight. You know, have weapons, have different stuff, and you know, see what they can do, and go out there and entertain. So I would think those. And then as far as a match that I haven't seen that I'd like to see come back, I was real partial on the Sting Invader strap match where they had to touch all 4 corners.
Oh.
I've done that a time or two myself. It's my favorite form of the strap match.
I don't know of many of like
That
I
would
haven't
probably
seen.
be one that hasn't been used a lot. I just did a flag on a pole match, and it had good response for it.
And there's probably also a lot of like I guess stipulations that kind of bind into each other. So like they do the same thing, but the stipulations kind of might differ down the road depending upon your situation, especially
Right.
room and stuff.
Right.
Kind of like your flag on a pole match.
Right. Yeah.
So-
And there's just a lot of different things that make people do a lot of different scenarios, you know.
It's hard to come up with your own stipulation. That's a little different.
It was nice to see at Bad Blood them bring back the original or the Hell in the Cell. Because here lately they've done so many of the, like the big thing now is the I forget what cage match that is. Hell in a Cell. Or not Hell in a Cell. I forget what the match is. Anyways, there's the ring, the cages surround it, and there's a person elimination
Oh,
chamber.
okay, gotcha.
And I love the original Hell in the Cell, so the elimination chamber is cool, but I like seeing the Hell in the
The only one different that I saw was probably when the Undertaker wrestled and they lit the whole outside on fire. Is that what it was? That was
Inferno
wild.
match.
That was wild.
Yeah, that was wild.
You can't do that everywhere.
No, not at all. And I'm not big on fire. Like, I think it's dumb. People can get hurt.
I mean, I don't want fire. I'm just saying, like, that's just something that you don't
Right.
see every day. Granted, that's the Undertaker. That was his, like, one of his
That was
trademarks
Kane's
almost.
trademark.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was the Undertaker's.
No, Kane
Okay.
was fire.
I know if that was fire, but I just thought the Inferno match was Undertaker's.
Buried Alive was Undertaker's match. Funny
that's
thing
right.
about that is he lost more Buried Alive matches than he won.
I mean, who else is going to survive being buried alive?
Well, I guess good point.
Maybe Kane? I
Kane
don't know.
did. Yes, Kane
So, and then...
did. Mankind did.
Okay, and then his Undertaker's... what's his... Paul Heyman, he survived, didn't he? Didn't he get
Paul
buried alive?
Heyman?
Who was it? Who was it that got... Who was his manager that got buried alive and then he came back?
Well, he didn't ever come back when they put him in the little thing. That was the last time he was ever on TV.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, when it was
Who was that?
oh yes, what the fuck is his name?
I don't know. I remember watching it
Huh?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes me so upset.
He looks dead walking. Like, he looks like he's dead.
Yeah, he was a Paul Bear. Paul Bear. That was so dumb.
Wow,
That was
yeah,
so-
Paul Bear. Okay.
That was so
and he
easy.
was never on camera again after that. Is that what you're saying? I thought he always was.
After Taker put him in the thing and buried it, filled it full of cement, he was never back on TV.
Oh, wow. Okay. My bad.
I think it was his health.
He didn't look good.
He
But-
did a great job as a manager for a long time.
So, like, you said, like, when you said that, like, you do it a lot, like, do you think they do it, like, those type of stipulations that are overused, do you think they use that for fill-in, or do you think it's because they draw so much attention?
It's a little of both.
You were saying that you think it's because of, like, why they overuse some of those stipulations.
Oh, it's because those are easier matches to get to.
And everybody knows the rules.
Yeah, and they know they're gonna get some of the weapons and stuff. Like, at the end of the day, people want to see violence.
Yeah.
Really, truth of the matter. People want to be entertained and they want to see violence. They want to see people go through tables. They want to see people get hit with chairs and kendo sticks, and they want the good guy to have to struggle and overcome in the end. It's professional wrestling. It's movie writing. It's acting. It's sports in general.
Makes me curious because, like, when, like, you saw, like, The Rock and Mankind do that, they pretty much have the entire stadium to themselves. Like, granted, that was filmed without a crowd.
Right.
But, like, as it should have been. Like,
Right.
it just called for more entertainment. Have you guys ever done anything like that to where, like, you had to film offset and it was like I don't know, how long was that? Probably an hour-and-a-half match?
No, it wasn't that long. It
wasn't?
No,
Okay.
because it was there in the intermission of the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So,
So 30 minutes maybe?
yeah. COVID made us all do it. We all wrestled. The wrestlers that stuck around through COVID, every one of us found an avenue to wrestle. And 98% of the time it was going to a studio that someone had set up, getting in a ring and wrestling in front of nobody but a camera, and maybe a couple of the other wrestlers in mask or whatever making some noise, so you had some background noise. So everybody that's still around and went through that time has wrestled in that kind of scenario. And it's harder. It's harder to wrestle when there's no one there to keep you energized.
And we talked about that.
Yeah, when there's no one there, when you're sucking wind and can't hardly get up, or you're so sore from some big move, and that crowd will help get you to your feet. And when they're not there, do you have it in you to get there yourself?
Right.
And if you do, how much easier it is when the crowd's there and now you're entertaining.
Right. Okay, so I guess looking back at that, like, and also watching, I guess you just said that you were on your third episode of the McMahon documentary. Is that right?
Third or fourth, yeah.
So watching that, and I guess sitting here thinking about it, like looking back at all the, I guess, storylines that you saw, which one do you think was the most missed for, I guess, today's day and age? So, like, what could we have paid off as fans from, like, if they would have rolled with a certain storyline?
When we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, and I told you that's a hard question.
Right. But I wanted you to be able to think about it.
And it's a hard question because you really never know what could have
What could have been.
happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You
So,
don't know
like,
if it was going to be that good.
right, like things pop at times that you're like, oh, well, I didn't expect that. Let's roll with this.
Right.
And so, could have something went better? Maybe. I'm trying to think. I absolutely loved the Papa Shango gimmick. And I think if they would have really pushed that a little more instead of just having the deal with Taker. I think Shango only ran a few years, but I absolutely love that gimmick.
Yeah, we see gimmicks die off and on all the time, but like,
and that's
the beginning of a storyline. But
correct.
like, what was that? You had some terrible ones that I was kind of like, what is this? It was almost kiddish. Like, what was that one where the dude hatched at like an egg? That was dumb. That was dumb.
Yes.
That was the
The
dumbest.
gobbling
Googler.
Yeah.
Or Googling Yeah, it was dumb as shit.
Oh my. But the saying that you fail on every opportunity you don't take.
Right.
So why not throw something and see if it sticks? And if it doesn't, what are you really out? Vince McMahon
Time,
made
maybe.
tons of money.
That's about it.
Yeah. So he threw something dumb out to see if it would work. It didn't. Still remembered to this day. You remember it. Yeah. And you're not an avid fan. You know what I mean?
No, I remember that because just how dumb it was.
Right.
But, yeah.
So
now I can't actually sit here and say, hey, I remember that because of how great it was, maybe. But yeah, we all know we loved The Undertaker.
Yep.
We loved Kane. We loved
Yep.
The Rock. We loved Stone Cold.
I mean, some
those
people
were
didn't love The Undertaker. There was
I
all
can't think of
the-
anybody that hated
There
The
was
Undertaker.
when Taker first came out. There was the why are we putting someone in here that's supposed to be dead that everybody knows is not dead?
Right. But did they hate The Undertaker from that point, or did they hate every, like, I guess, genre of The Undertaker? Because you get American Badass, like, come on, everybody loved that.
Everybody loved Undertaker because his longevity,
Oh, that too.
and he's just a fucking fantastic worker.
And it's going to be hard to find somebody that can do what he did.
Yeah, he was around forever and wrestled at the top of the game forever.
Yeah. When did he start? Probably 95, 94?
Well,
Like,
he
in the
was Mean Mark Calloway in WCW, but I don't remember why. That's I don't do fucking
Yeah.
years and shit.
I just didn't know
can't
if, like, you
remember
knew,
that stuff.
if you could remember, because you remember watching with your dad. Like, you remember, like, what got you, like,
Yeah, I remember him doing the heart punch. I still put it in my repertoire every now and then because of him. As a matter of fact, you want a funny story real quick while we're just shooting the
we
shit?
can always have funny stories.
All right, so I was wrestling.
time.
I was wrestling in. It was up by Lawrence, here in Kansas, and I was wrestling there, and we had this spot where at the end of the show, I had won the match. Out come three the hard way, which was Preacher, Flex Reed, I think Justin Gray, and somebody else. Anyways, they surrounded the ring, slid in, held me, had me all held, and I couldn't move. And Preacher put brass knuckles on his hand and hit me with the heart punch.
Oh.
And I told him, I said, if this is the route we're going, when you hit me with that heart punch, I'm not moving from this ring until every fan's out of here. Every person needs to be gone before I'll move. And they're like, you're full of shit. And I was like, I promise, we do this spot, I'm not moving until everybody's out of here. And they're like, okay, we'll get them out of here. So we go through the show, we do the spot, boom, they hit me. I drop to my knees, I'm holding my chest, and I just face plant. And I lay there.
Oh, no.
25 minutes.
I thought you were going to say something like 3 hours. I was
No,
like,
25 minutes I laid there. Why? There was kids crying. There was people going, oh my God, is there? Security was in the ring, surrounded me. And I'm over there, of course, masked. I'm talking all kinds of shit because no one can see me talking to the security around me. I'm talking smack about, oh, this sucks for y'all. I get to lay here and just act cool. Y'all are just fucking have to act like you're concerned. I'm just running my mouth. 25 minutes I laid in that fucking ring until every fan was out of there. Every fan. It was fucking
And
great.
what promotion was that?
It was, I don't remember the promotion now.
Probably not on video or anything.
I doubt it.
That'd
It
be
was one of
funny,
those little bitty shows. But Flex and Preacher and all of them still talk to about it to this day. This motherfucker laid in the ring for 25 minutes. Everybody was out of the building.
I mean, I'm sure there's been even crazier stuff, but that's like I thought you were going to say hours at first. I was like, oh no.
They'll
Like-
probably say it was hours, but I don't think it
Felt
was
like
that
hours.
long.
Like the
Might have
fans
felt
were
like
probably
that long
oh,
for
no.
them. It was long enough to got everybody out of the venue.
Bring in the corner.
So
Nah, but no, I think that's that's one of our shorter episodes. Those are always fun to edit.
yeah, it was a shorter one. Got a lot of fun stuff coming up, man. I look forward to getting some people in here and let's talk to them a little bit. I'm sure y'all get tired of same old stuff. I think we need to push a little more kind of some stories, some
I love stories. Man.
just old school wrestling stuff and kind of go that route. I think we've been leaning a little too much on our just what's going on in HCW. Let's broaden that a little bit.
I'm ready to hear some. I love listening to Undertaker stories on his podcast.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot too. So it's been fun.
It's hard to not see him as like in the hat and all that stuff. He's just like laid back. Like you don't see him relaxed ever in the ring. It's just like, and he talks about that. Like he's like, I had to hold a straight face.
Yeah, 100%. He did. Like his
brother even tried to get him.
He
He's like,
is
"I'm gonna get a smile."
He is the
Undertaker.
person that 100% lived his gimmick from the time he started until he retired.
You know how you were saying you were talking shit to the security and stuff.
Yeah.
Who do you think would be the hardest person to get to crack? Like somebody like the Undertaker.
In our group.
Yeah. Like, because I got you to laugh when you were down when you got attacked by Ray right before he went face. I called you something that it was the night before you told us Halsey's nickname that he gave you, and I said it to you. I was like, "Get your ass up, Titanic tits." And he started. He goes, "God, dude." He goes, "Fuck you, Bobby." Do you remember that?
There's a difference between like there's some people that I think would be hard to break. The fun thing is I can break and no one will ever know it.
Right. Yeah.
So these young kids get in the ring with me and I just talk shit. And like the whole time.
It's almost like hitting them with like, it doesn't matter. It's like, oh fuck, now I can't. Where do I do with this now?
Yeah, I'll
I'm
put
gonna
them in a
start
spot, hit them with the thing, hit them with something, then I'll tell them something stupid. Just see if I can get them to laugh.
I just shit my pants. I remember that from the movie, the show Heels. I just shit myself, but he really did.
Yeah. Heels is a good show. I
Great show.
hope they make some more of it.
Yes, I do. But no.
Anyways, Bobby, ladies and gentlemen, you have just been chopped.
Let's make sure that everybody's following everybody on HCW.
That is true.
Follow HCW on Facebook, Instagram, all the socials. So TikTok, X, YouTube specifically because they'll be going live at their next two shows. HCW Live 23 is every social media. Is that right? HCW Live 23. For
all social
medias.
platforms.
And then make sure you're hitting that like button and that subscribe button on YouTube.
Come check us out. Anyways, now you've officially been chopped with Bump and Chops.
Later.
Wrestling with a big will show from the